All right, welcome to the client flow page. You're probably seeing the video that I'm recording here. That's the placeholder now. This place requires some a little bit more information, I think. So I wanted to make this quick video and show you how this all works. Now, you probably have another error message in calendar here that says no calendars found or something, but we do need to set up our calendar, because once we do that, there will be a button on your profile that appears, and then people can book a call with you. They can get to know you. You can talk about your offer, your coaching package, and then you can sell them. So that's a very important part, and we of course want to make sure that we do that right. So let's get started. First of all, on the sidebar, you might see that there's a lot of more things than what you see in the sidebar. That's just because I'm developing this, and so for me, all the features are unlocked. So you might not have that depending on the level you are, whether you're standard, pro, or pro plus. But that doesn't matter for this right now, because the calendar and the appointment system is part of your free membership of Dream Coach Match. So let's have a look here and let's go to our settings, because first, what I want to make sure is that, so I went to settings, business profile. I want to make sure that my time zone is correct. Now, actually, in my case, this is wrong, so I'll switch it to I'm at GMT +2. Let's do Europe Brussels. That is me. So I'll update this, because sometimes when the time zone is not correct and it doesn't appear right on the booking widget. So that's the first thing we'll set up, and then I'll go back, and now I will actually go and configure my calendar. So I'll go into calendars here, and when you then switch to calendar settings, you'll see that there is a calendar discovery call. This is the one that we pre-created. We set this up for you, but there's still some tweaking we need to do to make sure all of that works. So we'll go into configuring or tweaking the settings and the name and all of that stuff in a minute. But first, we want to make sure that your actual calendaring system is connected, because once we do that, then you will see new appointments within your calendar, and the other way around, people will not be able to book you when you blocked off your calendar, okay? So I'll go in here, I'll switch to this tab, connections, and now you see that, okay, well, my staff, it's just me. There's calendars, video conferencing, Google Organic Booking. You don't need to care about organic booking right now. We'll just think about calendars and maybe video conferencing. So calendars is the most important one, obviously. So you see here, no connections found, add new. So I'll just click add new, and then you pick which calendar you have. I know most people have Google Calendar, but we have Outlook and iCloud Calendar as well. I know some people like to connect Calendly. This Calendly, it doesn't connect everything. So you won't have all the same features that you will get as with Google and Outlook. It only does it one way, and some things are missing. So if you have one of Google or Outlook, then I would recommend that you pick those to connect with, and Calendly only as kind of a last resort. So I'll go into Google Calendar and I'll click connect here. And then you'll get a little pop-up that's asking you, okay, continue to Lead Connector. That's just the internal name of the tool. So I'll go into my email, I'll continue here, I'll allow it. So you see he's asking me for access to my calendar, which, well, it's gonna need if it needs to do some calendar stuff. So let's wait a minute here. And now we see that it is actually connected. So this page looks a little different now. We have connected calendars, my Google Calendar, that all looks good. All right. Now, one thing I want to pay a little bit of attention to, this applies to some people and some people it doesn't. In this calendar configuration, you see there's two settings, linked calendars and conflict calendars. Now, what are these? This, first of all, if you only use one calendar, which I do, like everything is on my quote unquote personal one here, I don't really care about this. You can just leave it like this. But if you use multiple calendars, and in fact, for my personal one, I use a single one, but I have a company account on Dream Coach Match where I also have a calendar, and I don't want, like, if I have an appointment on Dream Coach Match, I don't want people to be able to book me on this personal account either. So then in that case, I need to go into conflict calendars and I need to edit this. So I'll click here, edit. And you see that I have this other calendar, marcel@dreamcoachmatch.com. When I now check it and save it, what will happen now is that any appointments on this Dream Coach Match calendar will also block off my appointments. So if you have multiple calendars, especially if someone's sharing a calendar with you, maybe you have a family thing, maybe you have, like in my case, a company account, just make sure that these are all checked off in your conflict calendars. Okay, that is the main setup for the calendar. We've connected it, and now that will actually pull things in and save things. So that's all great. That's working. If you use Zoom, I suggest you go to video conferencing. By default, Google Meet works because I connected my calendar, of course. if I click add new, and then you can connect to Zoom or Microsoft Teams if you prefer to use those for hosting your meetings. So it's the same workflow. You click connect, you log in, etc. I'll not do that here because I think it makes enough sense and keeps it simple for this explanation. So I'll go back here to my calendars, and then you see again we have this discovery call. All right, let's have a look here. First of all, I will go into a little pencil icon, click edit calendar, and now this is the place where you customize this a little bit. Calendar name and description, these two show up on the booking widget. So when someone is, maybe I can show you a little preview of this. If I click the share button, it gives you like a little quick scheduling link. So I can open this real quick. That's not working. Oh, you know why it's not working? Because that's another step we need to do. You see here, status inactive. Yeah, it's not going to work when it's inactive. So I'll just quickly enable this so I can show this to you. Let's click more options, activate calendar. Yes, I want to activate the calendar. And now you see that it's green and active. So let me try that again. Share calendar. I'll open this link. I just want to show you what this looks like. Okay, so now you see, all right, this is the widget. There's some things already, some slots available. Time zone. This is my time zone. So whoever books it will see it in their own time zone. But you on your side, on the back end, you need to make sure that your time zone is correctly. So you see it says discovery call here. Underneath here is what it's going to show the description field. So that description field is under this little edit calendar thingy. So you have calendar name, that's a title, description that shows up as well. So it's a good place to recap and give a quick introduction about what is this call going to be about, what can you expect from it, why does it take 30 or 60 minutes or whatever you choose to do. So the rest, this is fine. I do like to adjust this meeting invite title. This is how it appears in your prospect's calendar. So now it just says their name. Right, so if I book a call with you, it would be Marcel. That's it. I'm like, well, that's maybe a little much. So I like to do something like contact name X and then your name of the coach, right? And then maybe discovery call if I'm calling this a discovery call. So that way your prospect knows what this call is going to be about and they can remember because maybe they forget after a while. Okay. Let's scroll down here. Just these things, just double check them, make sure they're there. Where it says select team members, just make sure that your name is selected. If it's not, just select them in the drop down here. Priority, that doesn't matter. That's only if you have a whole team. And a meeting location, in my case, Google Meet. But if you picked something like Zoom, you can click it. If you have just a meeting link that you want to use, something else than these built-in things, just click custom and then you can fill in a link or a URL. Or if you want to meet in person, that also works. But most people do this online. So I'll just quickly hit save before I continue to the next part. Let's let this save for a second. All right. So, and then we move to the second page here, availability. Now this one is not unimportant either. This is where you will set up when you want people to be able to book a call with you. So I have a bunch of these set up already. So I can actually start off from the start. Let's say I want on Monday and I only want to be available in the afternoon. Let's say from 2 to 7, for example. Let's do this. And maybe I want this to be on a couple days of the week. So I'll click this little copy icon and okay, I want to copy this to Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Apply it and now it's copied. Now when I save this, this will put me available from 2 to 7 in my time zone. So that's a time zone I configured just in the beginning of this video. I'll be available in these time blocks every single week. If you don't want to be available every single week, if you only want to have specific slots that you pick once in a while, then you can just turn all of these off and then you can do add specific hours. So in that case, you would say, well, the 29th I'm available from 8 to 5. I'll add this. And then that's a little list. Just know that this makes it very, like this quickly ends up being you're not available at any point in time. So especially when you forget about it. So, well, ideally you have a couple days of the week or a couple hours during the week set up that people can reach you. All right, let's go here. I'll scrolling down. Just want to point your attention to a couple of these settings. Meeting interval is how often are they booking. So if it's 60 minutes, then they can book a call at 1 p.m., at 2 p.m., at 3 p.m., etc. The meeting duration here is 30 minutes. So it only takes 30 minutes, but they can only book once every hour. So this would be, you can book from 1 to 1:30, but then from 1:30 to 2, they won't be able to book because the meeting interval, like the distance between each meeting is 60 minutes. that might be a little confusing. If this doesn't make sense to you, just make those two numbers the same thing. Think about how long you want the meeting to take, 30 minutes. All right, let's put the meeting interval at 30 minutes as well. Minimum scheduling notice is how much in advance do you want someone to be able to book you. I like to put this to something like 12 or maybe even 18 hours because I don't want to wake up, plan my entire day, and I start working, and then I realize that someone books a call in the middle of my afternoon. I'm like, no, I had planned focus focus blocks right there. So I like people to book it a little bit in advance. If you like taking calls way more than I do, feel free to just set this to 1 or 0 hours. If they're like, yes, I want to call with you now, that all works perfectly fine. Date range is that's the last point in the future when they can book it. So this is 14 days. This means that you cannot book a call with me like 2 months in advance. Just the limit is within the next 14 days. Maximum bookings per day, I think that makes sense. Maximum bookings per slot, that only makes sense when you're doing a group call. So that's like how many people can show up in the same call. In this case, we're just doing a one-on-one, so that doesn't matter. And then you have pre-buffer and post-buffer time. That just means that once someone books a call, do you want to block off some time before and after that for you to prepare, for you to recap? So just go through these and think about what you would like your preferences to be, and just set that up and then save it. Okay, I'll save this real quick. And then maybe one more thing I want to look at is this notifications and additional options. I like to turn some of these on. Appointment booked, status confirmed. I like to just click the little pencil icon and just turn on the email. That way they get an email to confirm that their appointment is booked. And you probably want to turn on some reminders as well. So again, pencil icon enabled. I'll open the contact. So that's the person who's making the booking. So you see that they get 10 minutes before. Maybe we also want something like 4 hours beforehand. So I'll pick that. I'll click save here. And now that is saved. So I can close this. Okay. And then I do like turning on allow Google and Outlook to send invitation update emails. That just means that it will immediately appear in their email. That's just a super useful thing that it'll appear in their calendar. Sorry, that's just a super useful thing to have when they see it in the calendar. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So I'll close this now. Again, this is activated because we just did this before. And what happens now is that this will be available on your profile. Maybe we want to let's go back here. Let's switch back to our edit profile, and I will go into the calendar tab. This will probably be called client flow in the future, just so you know. And then you see here, calendar, now we have my discovery call that's showing up here. If it's not showing up or if it says none, just select it and click save. And okay, there we go. It is saved. So now this will show up on my profile. So I'll switch over to the profile tab. Might need to wait a little bit, view profile, and now you see that there's a button, book a discovery call. When I click it now, you'll see that this little widget shows up, and that's the Monday I set myself as available the entire day, so that shows up here. Okay, that's the calendar. I know this is it's a lot to set up, it's a little confusing, but once you've done, this is very easy. I mean, this is something that you would pay for with Calendly, and we just give you this to you for free. So I hope you enjoy this. You can of course also use this outside of the platform. But okay, let's go back and finish up this. We just need to make sure that our Stripe is connected. So once we actually get a call with someone and they want to start working with us, then well, we need to invoice them. So you see there's the invoicing tab here. That's where you create and send invoices. But we need to connect our Stripe account first. And Stripe is our payment processor that we are using in the background. I've gone through all of this. It's relatively straightforward. I just added a lot of details so you know what's going on. You would click on create an account, fill in your business information. It might, depending on the country and your bank details, etc., it might take some waiting time, and that should show up here when it's like, okay, just wait a little bit before it's set up. But eventually, like, it's pretty painless. It's just a little annoying because it's paperwork, right? It's accounting stuff. So once that's done, you can actually go to the invoicing page and you can create invoices. These are just some examples that I made, but that should all work fine. And you'll see that this client flow tab will be all checked off and finished. So I hope that was clear. It ended up being a little longer than I thought, but I wanted to make sure you understand all of the details. So thank you for being here. If you need any more help, feel free to reach out to us either directly or in the community. We're hanging out there as well. And I can't wait to see you succeed on the platform. Thank you.